Hello everybody, my name is Allie, also known as the Freckled Yogi, and today all you need is a mat. If you have some props and you'd like to use them, please feel free to grab them. We're going to be doing a nice full body flow, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin standing up nice and tall at the top of the mat, standing with the feet beneath the hips, beginning to rock the weight forwards and backwards a few times, just feeling the tips of the toes press down into your mat. And let the knees soften a little bit. Keep slightly shifting the weight front to back. Begin to notice the crown of your head lifting up to the sky. Let's soften those knees even more, and we're going to inhale and sweep our arms all the way up and overhead. As we exhale, we're going to soften the knees and begin to fold forward. Reaching the hands down to the ground, maintaining a nice bend in those knees. Let the crown of the head hang heavy. Notice your breath making its way all the way up to your belly. Let's begin to ground down through those palms. And we'll step those legs down and back, bringing our knees down to the earth. We're going to find our way to a nice kneeling position. So we want to have our hands beneath our shoulders and our knees beneath our hips. Toes will be tucked. And we'll start by just rocking the weight front to back. Grounding down through the tips of the fingers. Feeling the tailbone press back. Come to stillness, and then wiggle those fingertips or shift them so that they're pointing to the sides of your mat, and then begin to just rock the weight side to side. Back to stillness. Flip those fingertips in, palms face up. Finding a little softness in those elbows. If you need less intensity here, you are always welcome to slide the hands closer to the knees, or maybe even onto the tops of the thighs. And let's flip those fingertips back up to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale and begin to drop the belly down to the earth, lift the gaze up to the sky. And as we exhale, we'll round through the back body, chin comes into the chest, pressing the space between the shoulder blades up to the sky. Inhale, belly releases to the mat. Exhale, rounding through the back body. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, rounding through the spine. And come to stillness. Let's go ahead and shift our weight into the right knee, and we're going to pull the left knee into the chest. Now you might find that it's helpful for you to use the left hand to pull and kind of lift that left foot up to the top of the mat. Your hips might be mobile enough to do that transition on your own. Both are great. We just want to find that left foot up at the top of the mat. Making sure the left knee is stacked right over the ankle, maybe a little behind is good too. And our right toes are still tucked, and then we're going to lift our torso up. Let's go ahead and inhale and sweep the arms up. As we exhale, we'll begin to bend at the elbows and lift the chest up to the sky, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Inhale and extend. Lift the arms up. Exhale, bending at the elbows. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Go ahead and hold here. See if you can open the chest a little higher. Keep those fingers spread nice and wide. And then we're going to press the space between the shoulder blades back. Bring the forearms to touch. And bring the torso forward. Let's go ahead and keep those palms in contact and let the elbows come out wide. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. A couple full breaths down to the belly. One more deep inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll begin to drop the right elbow and lift the left. So this might be perfect for you. You might be very happy with this twist. You might find that you'd like to hook the outside of the right tricep on the outside of that right knee. You might find that you'd like to extend the arms, maybe with the right hand on the inside of the left leg. And maybe you'd prefer extending the arms with the right arm on the outside of the left leg. You could also drop that left arm behind the back. Keep squeezing the left shoulder blade back, opening up the chest. And let's go ahead and close off that twist. Bring the hands back to heart center. Pressure in the palms. And then we'll fold the torso forward. Find those hands on either side of that front foot. Nice deep inhale here. And exhale, press the hips back. Inhale, send the hips forward. Exhale, press the hips back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Pausing here for a moment, pressing the left hip a little further back, reaching through the crown of the head. This is a great place to bring some blocks in. And then we're going to bring our weight back into the sole of the left foot, ground through the palms, and scoot that left leg back. Pausing here for a second to tune into the hips. So really pay attention to the difference that you're currently feeling in between those two hips. Maybe that left hip is feeling a little warmer. Maybe the sensation is that of openness. Maybe it's that of tightness. Just tune into whatever difference you feel. Just acknowledging it, no judgment, simply observing. And then we're going to go ahead and even that imbalance out. Bring our weight slightly forward. Bring that right foot up to the top of the mat. And again, feel free to use the hand for a little support. Finding knee stacked over the ankle, and as you feel good to go, lift on up. Keep grounding through the entire sole of the right foot. Let's go ahead and inhale, sweep our arms up. And as we exhale, we'll bend at the elbows and let the chest open up slightly. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. And exhale, bend. One more time, let's inhale, extend. Oop, keep squeezing those sides in. Exhale, bend at the elbows, reaching through the crown of the head. And let's bring the forearms into touch, pressing the space between the shoulder blades back. We're going to bring the torso forward. Hands come to heart center and elbows spread wide. Reaching through the crown of the head. And then begin to drop left elbow and lift the right. You have those same options on this side as you did on the other, so you could stay as you are. You could extend the arms. You could hook tricep on the outside of the knee, and you could extend the arms from here too. You also might enjoy wrapping the right arm behind the back, squeezing the shoulder blades back, opening up the chest. And let's go ahead and close that off, bringing those hands down onto either side of that front foot. Inhale, shift the weight forward, and exhale, press the hips back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Come ahead, back up to the top of the mat. Ground through those palms, pressing them down into the earth. And then we're going to scoop that right leg back. Pausing here, noticing the difference that you feel in the hips. Maybe it's feeling a little bit more balanced. Maybe you're feeling extra warmth in the right hip because we did just work that side. Again, just tuning in for a moment. And then let's untuck those toes, begin to walk the arms forward, and melt the chest all the way down to the ground. Keep breathing up to your belly. And lift that chest on up, walking the arms back in, finding your way back to your tabletop position. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes under. We're going to sit back on top of the heels. Now, if this is a little intense for your knees or your ankles or your toes, that's all right. You don't have to stay in this kneel. You could add a block on top of the heels, and you could also find your way to a nice, easy seat. So just as long as we've got this nice long spine, I'm good with however you choose to modify the kneeling position. So lift the crown of the head up, creating a nice length in the back body. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to reach the fingertips up and over to the right side. Keep reaching, letting the left side body expand with every breath in. One more deep inhale here, and exhale back to center. Inhale a little taller. Exhale up and over to the left side. Breathing along the right side body. One more deep breath in, and exhale, lift on up. Bring those hands down to the heart, a little pressure in those palms. And we're going to find those hands down on the mat, finding our way back to our tabletop position. Make sure those toes are tucked here, reaching through the crown of the head, tailbone gets to press back. And we'll begin to shift our weight back into the heels, press into the palms, lift the knees up off the mat, and as you feel good to go, reach the hips all the way up and back. Finding a little bit of softness in your knees, allowing that tailbone to lift up really nice and high to the sky. Grounding through the tips of the fingers. Letting the breath make its way all the way up to your belly. Shift the weight into the left foot, and we're going to sweep the right leg up to the sky. Go ahead and bend at the leg, bending that knee, lift it up to the sky. And then you can either take some ankle circles, or you could take some knee circles. Going in both directions. And then slowly lower right leg back down to the mat and sweep the left leg up and back. Bending at the knee, lifting it up to the sky, ankle or knee circles. Reversing the circles. Taking them in both directions. And lower left foot down to your mat. Heel toe those feet up, walking them up to the halfway point on the mat. And then we're going to wiggle those feet off to the edges of the mat. Finding some softness in the knees, let the torso hang here. Coming into a wider forward fold than you usually would. Grabbing onto opposite elbows, maybe adding in a little sway of the torso from side to side. And bring yourself back to stillness. Go ahead and release the arms. Keep the heels on your mat. Take the balls of the feet onto the earth. And we're going to sink those hips down to the ground, lifting the crown of the head up to the sky. If you have blocks, this is a great place to place them beneath the hips. And if your hips are not enjoying a deep yogi squat today, that's all right. You can lift yourself up. And that same idea of lengthening the spine, pressing the knees back, sending the hips to the ground. So if this is your yogi squat today, that's great. It's all good. Keep lengthening through the spine, reaching the tailbone down, grounding into the pinky toe sides of the feet. Let's extend that right arm out to the side. Begin to reach the left arm up to the sky, pressing that left knee back, grounding the hips. And bring the hands back to heart center. Go ahead and extend the left arm out to the side and reach the right arm up to the sky. Press the right knee back, keep grounding into the pinky toe sides of the feet, and lower right hand down, both hands back to heart center, shift the weight side to side, and then bring the hands back down onto the mat. Go ahead and lift those hips up to the sky, grounding through the palms, step the legs back, returning to your downward facing dog. Let's begin to inhale, and we'll shift our weight up to a high plank. Feel free to lower your knees to your mat here, and as you exhale, bend at your elbows, lowering down to a chaturanga. With this next breath in, open up the heart, maybe a cobra, maybe an upward facing dog. And exhale, press the hips back, sending them to the back of your mat into a child's pose. Letting your forehead rest down on your mat. Breathe smooth and steady all the way down to the belly. Press yourself on up about halfway. Then we're going to take our right palm and turn it face up to the sky and thread the right arm beneath the left. Then send those hips back down into your child's pose. Let the forehead rest down on the mat and keep breathing all the way down to your belly. Sending the weight back into the left hand, you're going to lift yourself back up. Press the right palm down into the mat. Left palm up to the sky. Thread left arm beneath right and send the hips back. One more deep inhale here. And we'll exhale, lift on up, both those palms onto the mat. Come all the way up to a tabletop position. Tuck those toes under, walk the knees back, and press the hips up to the top of the mat. Opening up the heart, softening at the elbows. If you would like, you can lower the belly all the way down for a cobra, or you could keep it lifted. Make sure you've got a little bend in those elbows, creating length along the collarbone. Untuck the toes and press the hips back. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves to a nice, easy seat. Whatever that looks like for you. Maybe crisscross applesauce, maybe kneeling, maybe legs are out straight. Again, it's what feels good for you. And in particular, it's what feels good for you in this moment. So it might be different tomorrow, it might be different from yesterday. That is all okay. So, as you find your way to that comfortable seat, spine is nice and long, shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And let's go ahead and extend the arms out to the side. We're going to inhale and reach the crown of the head a little higher up to the sky. And as we take this next breath out, begin to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathing nice and deep. Imagine the inhale relaxing the muscles along the left side of your neck. And if you'd like to add a little intensity, you can activate and press down through the left palm. Breathing all the way down to the belly. Maybe closing the eyes if that feels good for you. And lift the head on back up. eyes open. Relax the left fingertips. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, drop left ear to left shoulder. You might be happy just as you are. You might decide to really press that right hand down to the earth. And you might enjoy closing your eyes. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, lift the head on back up. Gently blink the eyes open. Find the hands on the knees or the thighs. Take some nice big shoulder rolls back. Really thinking of squeezing the shoulder blades back. Bringing those shoulders all the way up towards the ears and then sending them down and back. And bring them to stillness. Let those hands rest wherever it's comfortable for you. Feel yourself sitting up really nice and tall. Perhaps closing the eyes and maybe finding an unfocused, soft gaze. And invite your awareness down to your belly, down to your breath. Around with a fun type of breath work that is known to help lower your heart rate, so helps calm you down. And this type of breathing you can do really anytime. It doesn't have to be after your practice. You could do it when you're getting a little anxious, sending emails, or if you're just needing a moment to slow down while you're making breakfast or taking the dog on a walk, whatever it is. And so the way we're going to do this breath is we'll take a nice big inhale in. At the top of the lungs, once your inhale is already complete, take in one more little inhale. And then exhale, let it all come out. And you can take this exhale either through the nose or through the mouth in a nice audible sigh. So whichever feels better for you, maybe try both. So you inhale. Take in a little extra air, and exhale, sigh it out. And again, nice big breath in, a little extra inhale, and exhale, sigh it out. Nice big breath in, a little extra sip, and exhale, sigh it out. Another deep inhale, little extra bit, exhale, sigh it out. Nice breath in, little bit more, exhale, release. Nice breath in, little more, exhale, release. One more, nice inhale, little extra breath, and exhale, release. Let the mouth close, allow the breath to return to a more natural pattern. And find your hands at heart center. Let's all breathe together. We'll inhale as we sweep our arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, release. Another inhale. Exhale, let it go. And our final breath together this practice, we'll breathe in and breathe out. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that practice, and I hope you enjoyed taking some time to move your body, connect with your breath, and yeah, that is all for now. And I'm always looking for more recommendations if there's any types of classes that you would like me to make for you. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a beautiful day, and as always, I'll see you again.